Hello everyone, this is Al, Red Sox fan, coming to you from Al, Red Sox fan YouTube channel. Hope all is well on this Thursday evening or whenever you are watching. And we're going to continue with our final Elite 8 matchup of our 1980 one and done tournament using Action PC football. It's the Oakland Raiders versus the Buffalo Bills. In 1980, the Raiders' actual record 11-5, and the Buffalo Bills were 11-5. The game is taking place in Buffalo at Rich Stadium. Let's get to the starting lineups and the kickoff. Again, thank you for joining me. The winner will punch the final ticket to the Final Four. This is our last Elite 8 matchup. For the Oakland Raiders, who I will be playing as, the running backs are Van Egan and Matthews. The wideouts are Branch and Chandler. The tight end is Chester. The quarterback, former Heisman Trophy winner from Stanford, Jim Plunkett. The tackles are Shell and Lawrence. The guards are Marvin and Upshaw. The center is Dalby. For the Buffalo Bills, the running backs are Cribbs and Brown. The wideouts Butler and Lewis. Bramer is the tight end. Joe Ferguson is the quarterback. The tackles are Jones and Devlin. Guards are McKenzie and Conrad Dobler. The center is Grant. For the Raiders, the defensive ends are Browning and Matuzak. The nose tackles Kinlaw. The outside linebackers Ted Hendricks, the Mad Stork, and Martin. The middle linebackers Millen and Nelson. The cornerbacks Lester Hayes and Osteen. The safeties are Davis and Owens. For the Buffalo Bills, the defensive ends Williams and White. The nose tackle Freddie Smerlas. The outside linebackers are Robertson and Sanford. The middle linebackers Haslett and Nelson. The cornerbacks Romes and Clark. And the safeties Freeman and Simpson. The Raiders won the toss and they elect to receive. Let's get the screen go blank for a second while we bring up the... You've got to be kidding me. You know, I hate when there's Windows updates, and I'm going to tell you why I hate when there's Windows updates. Every time there's a Windows update, it totally throws off my OBS. Anyway, here's the football field. So, I cannot stand Windows updates. Alright, once again, the Raiders have won the toss and they elect to receive. Let me make sure we have the settings right here before we begin kickoff. And it looks like we do. In the chat we have Wogs18. Hope all is well, my friend. That's a new channel I subscribe to. One of those, he's a card collecting channel. Nice channel. Check him out. And that's spelled WVOGS space 18. This is Action PC Football, the best action PC sim game on the market, the best football sim on the market, in my opinion. So here's the kickoff. And the Raiders will start from their 20 on a return of 15 yards by Matthews. He was brought down by Simpson. And here comes Jim Plunkett, the former Heisman Trophy winner from Stanford. #1 draft pick of the New England Patriots back in 1971. Now with the Raiders. Under center, split backs Mark Van Egan and Matthews. The wideouts Branch and Chandler. The tight end is Chester. So on first down, the Raiders will go trap right. Mark Van Egan, number 30, gets the ball, and he is smothered under. No gain. The front seven for the Bills swarm to Mark Van Egan. And it'll be 2nd and 10. Also in the chat, joining us, Johnny Be Crazy. Check out that wonderful channel. All things Game of Thrones, Also, Sideline Johns with his partner in crime, John St. Baptiste, and I mean that in a wonderful way. Westworld, all kinds of things. Johnny Be Crazy, great channel. Also, check out John St. Baptiste, all things music. So it's 2nd and 10. The Raiders break the huddle, come to the line of scrimmage, split backs, Van Egan and Matthews, Branch and Chandler the wideouts, Chester is the tight end. Short into the flat to Mark Van Egan. Plunkett doesn't like what he sees. He's going to go to Cliff Branch on a medium fly. Plunkett back to pass. Here comes a blitz. They pick it up. Plunkett takes off running. Lots of room. He's hit by Nelson. There's a fumble. And the Bills recover. But Nelson is flagged for unnecessary roughness. And that will nullify the turn. I believe this will nullify the turnover. Holy cow. Let's just hit OK. And it does nullify the turnover as I thought. And instead of the Bills having the ball after the scramble, and what a pop that Plunkett took, the ball came loose. It was recovered by Clark. They call unnecessary roughness, a blow to the head, I guess, on the Nelson hit to Plunkett. The Buffalo Bills sideline is irate. So it is now 1st and 10 at midfield. And let's watch that replay over again. So Plunkett's going to scramble, picks up the first down. Boom, there's the pop. I guess they're saying it was a blow to the head, too high up on the head. He went head hunting. He departed Plunkett nearly of his senses and of the ball. But all for naught, 15 yards, unnecessary roughness. The Raiders now go to an I formation. Matthews is the up back, Van Egan behind him. The wideouts, Branch and Chandler. Chester is the tight end. Joining us in the chat, I See Spots. How you doing, my friend? Hope all is well. Happy New Year to you and to everyone in the chat. And LMR, Living My Rhapsody, another wonderful channel in our YouTube community. Check her out. She's an author, loves Game of Thrones, Doctor Who, Westworld, and much more. All right, 1st and 10. They're going to give the ball to Mark Van Egan. Off tackle left goes Mark Van Egan, and he'll struggle for a minimal 3-yard gain brought down by Ben Williams. Buffalo's in a 3-4 looking pass. Van Egan 2 carries, 3 yards. So it is 2nd and 3. Play action fake for the Raiders. Short and quick to Chandler. Complete to Branch. And Branch picks up a nice gain of 16.
Defense. Number 76.
Freddie Smerlis called for encroachment. The Raiders will decline the Boston College grad. And instead, the Raiders take it 1st and 10 on the Buffalo 31. That was a 16-yard gain for Branch. He was tackled by Shane Nelson, who was called for the personal foul after the turnover. Again, I formation for the Raiders. The up back is Matthews. Behind him is Van Egan. Branch and Chandler the wideouts. Chester is the tight end. We're going to go screen. Mark Van Egan. Again, Plunkett doesn't like what he sees. He'll call the dive play to Van Egan. And Van Egan is smothered up the middle.
Encroachment. Defense. Number 77. 5-yard penalty.
So another encroachment call, and this time it will be accepted by the Raiders, and it's on Williams. So Buffalo a bit anxious in this playoff game at home. The winner advances to the Final Four. This is the last ticket to be punched to the Final Four. So the loss of 1 does not matter. The penalty makes it 1st and 5. Play action pass, run counter, run counter. Pitch left. Mark Van Egan. There's the pitch out. Van Egan cannot turn the corner. Shane Nelson puts a huge pop on him. That's a loss of 3. The Raiders just cannot get the ground and pound going here. Shane Nelson with his 3rd tackle, and they were keying Van Egan. It now brings up 2nd and 8. 2nd and 8. Matthews and Van Egan will go out. Whittington will come in, and Kenny King will come in. Again, I formation. Now they go out of the I into the split back. Plunkett's under center, 2 wideouts in the tight end. 2nd and 8. They'll look to the flat, and Kenny King. Plunkett back to pass. Throws, hits King in the flat. And King is nailed by Haslett. Holy cow, the linebackers swarming quickly to the ball carrier. And Jim Haslett will go on to be an NFL coach. And that's another loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd and 11. This Buffalo defense is swarming like killer bees. I know they say that about the Dolphins, but it's the Bills right now. Clark has joined us in the chat. He says, "Evening, Al and all. How you doing, my friend Clark?" So 3rd and 11. 3rd and 11. The Raiders will go with a 3 wideout set and 1 running back. The lone back is Kenny King. The extra wideout. So you have Branch, Chandler, and Martini, shaken, not stirred, and Chester is the tight end. We will look for Raymond Chester on the short slant. Plunkett back to pass, over the middle, incomplete. It brings up 4th and 11. So the Buffalo Bills defense has been hitting quite hard. 4th and 11, field goal attempt here. For Barr, only a 39% chance of making it. Offense will stay on the field. King will stay in the block, so will Chester. Then they will release. Who's the better pass rusher? Ben Williams, 7, and Sherman White's a 4. We'll bring our tight end, Chester, to the top to help out Mr. Ben Williams. And we're going to look. We need to pick up 11 yards. Let's go medium out. Medium out to Bob Chandler. Yep, we're going for it. Plunkett back to pass. Rolling, throws. Deflected by Nixon. Intercepted by Robertson. And he is tackled. So, the interception, Plunkett forced the ball in there on 4th and 11. You know what? It works out just like a punt. They should have knocked the ball down, but Isaiah Robinson intercepts it, and Buffalo takes over 1st and 10 on their 17. Plunkett, not a good first drive at all. 2 for 4, 13 yards, and a pick. So here comes the Buffalo Bills offense. Joe Ferguson, former Arkansas quarterback. Under center, split backs of Cribbs and Brown. Joe Cribbs, a very good running back. Butler and Lewis are the wideouts. Bramer is the tight end. Oakland will play their 3-4, and they will key Joe Cribbs on the run. It's an end around, and Martin brings down number 80. Jerry Butler, Joe Devlin missed his block, and Rod Martin says we can play some defense too. As the Raiders laying out the black and blue on the Bills. It is now 2nd and 17 from the Buffalo 10. Ferguson's in shotgun, flanked on one side by Cribbs and the other side by Brown. 2 wideouts and a tight end. Matt Millen will spy the quarterback. The Mad Stork, Ted Hendricks, will blitz from the outside. We will play man coverage. Man coverage. Pass. Here comes the blitz. They pick it up. It's a dump down to Joe Cribbs, and he's going to pick up a good chunk of yards. He picks up 13, makes it a very manageable 3rd and 4, finally brought down by Rod Martin. That's the way they beat the blitz. Hendricks was picked up. Good blocking by the Buffalo Bills. So 3rd and 4, Cribbs and Brown continue to flank Ferguson, who's in the shotgun. Butler and Lewis are the wideouts. Bramer's the tight end. 3-4 for the Oakland Raiders. They go to tight man coverage, looking for a little bump and run action. Millen spying the quarterback. Nelson, the inside linebacker, will blitz this time. And we will double Cribbs on the short pass. And we're going to play pass. Shotgun snap, Ferguson back to pass, under pressure, deflected by Martin! Almost picked off! So the Raiders force Buffalo 3 and out. Here comes the punt team. The snap and the punt. Fielded at the 45. Fair catch by Matthews. On the 34-yard punt, the Raiders get the ball for the second time. As Clark says, the 80s kickers were terrible. Yes, compared to now, yes, the 80s kickers were terrible. Kicking has become such a specialized part of the game. I mean, they have guys regularly, they're banging through 45-yarders. But bad things happen to kickers, as we saw in real life with the Bears-Eagles game. When the guy, he made it, they had called timeout, and then he clanked it off, the left upright, and then it hit the crossbar and out. So here comes Jim Plunkett, split backfield, and let's get, we're going to go with Van Egan and Kenny King. Mix it up just a bit. So Van Egan and Kenny King, Branch and Chandler the wideouts. Chester is the tight end, top of the screen. Play action, fake, run, counter. Pitch right. Mark Van Egan. And Van Egan again cannot turn the corner. No gain. He barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. He is swarmed under by a herd of Buffalo. The tackle will be credited to Sherman White. That is his first. Van Egan, 4 carries, no yards. It is now 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Screen. Kenny King, 2nd and 10. Plunkett back to pass. And deflected. What a play by Sherman White. Applying the pressure and then knocking the ball away. Had he not done that, Kenny King had blockers out in front, and that convoy could have went a long way. Instead, it's now 3rd and 10, as Buffalo was doubling Cliff Branch. So 3rd and 10. Split backs of King and Van Egan. Branch and Chandler are your wideouts. Chester is your tight end. Chester will stay in the block, then release. 3rd and 10. Short hitch. Cliff Branch, 3rd and 10. Plunkett back to pass. Intercepted by Haslett. Oh, he jumped the route. That's the second pick. The second pick Plunkett has thrown. Jim Haslett jumped the route as they were playing a 4-1 dime pass zone, and Haslett jumped the route. So Buffalo will take over 1st and 10 on the Oakland 37. Not a very auspicious start for the former Heisman Trophy winner, Jim Plunkett. 9:20 to play in a scoreless first quarter. The winner punches their ticket to the Final Four. Ferguson under center. Split backs of Cribbs and Browns. Butler and Lewis, the wideouts. Bramer is the tight end. 3-4 for the Raiders. They need another big defensive stop here. Tight man coverage. And they will play Joe Cribbs on the run. Ferguson back to pass. And it looked like some sort of end around to the tight end. And he gained 6. The video didn't show that, but he gained 6 yards on the end around. Rod Martin, the tight end around. Rod Martin is credited with his 3rd tackle. Leading the way for that 6-yard run was Ken Jones of the Buffalo Bills. The Bills now go to a 2 tight end set. Bramer and Grant, a holdover from the O.J. Simpson days, Grant is. The lone wideout is Butler. Split backs, Cribbs and Brown. 2nd and 4. Tight man coverage. Once again, we're going to play the run. They give it to Cribbs, and Cribbs barrels forward for a gain of 3. Kept his legs churning. It will be 3rd and 1. That's the first carry for Joe Cribbs. Rod Martin picks up another tackle. Tackle number 4 for Martin. Raiders will stay in a 3-4 Defensive line split in. Tight man coverage. We're going to shoot Millen and Nelson, our inside backs. And we're going to play the run. Here comes the run blitz. They give it to Krebs. He breaks through the initial line of defense. And Martin finally drags him down from behind. It is an 18-yard gain. Again, Rob Martin with the tackle. This time it's the dirty one, Conrad Dobler, known as the dirtiest man in football, leading the way, pancaking Raiders as he goes and stepping on them on the way back. As you can see, we had a run blitz here, and Cribbs just got by the run blitz and nearly went for 6. So it's first and goal from the Oakland 10. Joe Ferguson and the Buffalo Bills trying to capitalize on the second interception of Jim Plunkett. The Raiders will stick with their 3-4. Defensive line split in. Tight man coverage. Keying Joe Cribbs. It's a give the other way to number 47, and that's Brown on the counter. He gains 2 tough yards. Tackled by the Mad Stork, Ted Hendricks. And it'll be second and goal from the 8, 6:55 to play in the first quarter. Bills break the huddle to the line of scrimmage they come. Ferguson under center, split backs, 2 wideouts and a tight end. Number 86, Bramer to the top of the screen. They like to throw to Bramer down here. And we're going to show blitz. Millen spying the quarterback. We're not going to blitz. We're going to pretend we're going to be in a tight man coverage. And we're going to play a short zone. From the 8 and basic. Ferguson back to pass, dumps it down to Brown, and he's in for a touchdown as he zigs and zags and dives in to the end zone for 6. They were looking the medium cross to the tight end, Brainer, which I just said they like to throw to him down here. Thus, we went to a short zone basic coverage. Ferguson with a good read dumps it down to his secondary back, number 47, Brown, for the score. 6-0 Buffalo. Here comes the extra point. Snap, the place, the kick, and he sneaks it through the left upright. And it's 7-0 Buffalo. They do capitalize on the second Jim Plunkett interception. Back deep for the Raiders is Matthews. The short men are Whittington and Moody. Nick Mickemeyer will kick off. The return is on. Fielded near the 10, brought out past the 20, past the 30, past the 40.
Block. Receiving team, 15-yard penalty.
So the 32-yard return is nullified by the Mad Stork Ted Hendricks holding call. And Jim Plunkett and the Raiders will start first and 10 on their 23, trailing by 7. Plunkett has thrown 2 picks. So he's 2 for 6, 13 yards, and 2 interceptions. He's completed 2 passes to the Raiders and 2 more to the Buffalo Bills. Kenny King and Mark Van Eegen in the split backfield. Now they go to the I formation. King the up back, Van Eegen behind him. Branch and Chandler are the wideouts. Chester is the tight end. He will move to the top of the screen to help out blocking on Ben Williams. They'll give the ball to Mark Van Eegen. Off tackle left. The man from Colgate. And Mark Van Eegen plows for 7. Finally gets past the line of scrimmage. Ben Williams with his tackle. That's his second, and it will be 2nd and 3. Again, they will stay in the I formation. King the up back. Van Eegen behind him. Tight end, 2 wideouts. Play action, run counter. Van Eegen. Trap right. They'll stick with the play call. And Van Eegen struggles for 2. It will bring up 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1. From the Oakland 32, Buffalo's up 7-0 with 5:16 to play in the first quarter. Again, Kenny King the up back. Yeah, maybe we're going to go, let's see, Jensen, Matthews, Hip. So Kenny King the up back, Van Eegen behind him. 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1. Run counter. Kenny King, trap left. And there goes Kenny King. First down and more. Kenny King breaks through. It's a gain of 16 on the run counter. Shane Nelson for the Bills picks up his 4th tackle. The Bills were playing 3-4 King, Mark Van Egan, so the run counter with Kenny King popped for 16. What's blazing in sports? That's T-Dub is in the chat. Check out that wonderful boxing channel, T-Dub. What's blazing in sports? All things boxing. How's the little man, my friend? Hope all is well. Also, in the chat we have Clark, Johnny B. Crazy, Living My Rhapsody, I See Spots, and Vogs 18, which is WVOGS space 18. Thank you for joining me on this Thursday evening of football. All right, so it is 1st and 10 on the Oakland 48. Again, they'll stick with the I formation. Kenny King's the up back. Van Egan behind him, Branch and Chandler the wideouts. The tight end is Chester to the top of the screen, tight to the line, number 88. They will go Mark Van Egan. Off tackle right, they go the other way with Van Egan, and Van Egan's going to plow for 4. And Isaiah Robertson's going out, a little shaken up on the block as he tried to get it on the tackle. Word from the sideline, he'll be out for a few plays. The tackle will be credited to Lucius Sanford. That's his 2nd. Again, the Bills were keying Van Egan. So it's 2nd and 6 from the Buffalo 48. Play action pass, run counter, Kenny King. Off tackle left. Kenny King has it. And this time Shane Nelson, like he shot out of a cannon, nails Kenny King, keeps him to a 2-yard gain, and Chester trying to throw a block is hurt, and his return as he goes to the sideline is probable. So a big 3rd and 4 from the Buffalo 46, 3:41 to play. Clock stops on the injury, to play in the first quarter, excuse me. So it's 7-0 Bills. And now they will go split backs. They come out of the I, they go split backs. Of King and Van Egan. Branch and Chandler are the wideouts. Chester is out. It's Derek Ramsey. He'll go on to play for the Patriots. He's in. He's going to stay in the block and then release. So 3rd and 4. Play action fake. Draw. Kenny King. Continue with the play. And Kenny King up the middle. And he's going to have a 1st down and more. Gain of 11. Gene Upshaw knocking Bills down like he was on a hunt, leading the way. Shane Nelson, he's all over the place with his 6th tackle. The Bills were in a 3-4 pass, normal man, doubling Bob Chandler. They showed blitz, but they did not come. Kenny King went right up the middle on the draw. So it's 1st and 10 for Buffalo. On 1st and 10 for Oakland on the Buffalo 35. Kenny King will go out of the game. And Art Whittington will come in. And Mark Van Egan will go out of the game. And Derek Jensen will come in. Split backs of Whittington and Jensen. Branch and Chandler are the wideouts. Ramsey's the tight end. Play action pass. They're going to go max protect. Jensen, Whittington, and Ramsey will all stay in the block, then release. And we're going to look for a medium out. A medium out to Chandler. We're going to stick with the play call. Plunkett back to pass. Looking. He's going to take off running. He's got some room, and he is nailed by 3 Bills. Bill Simpson will be credited with the tackle. That's his 2nd. Plunkett only gained 1. Even with the extra blockers, the pocket collapsed on Jim Plunkett. So it's 2nd and 9. A field goal attempt here for Barr. The Oakland Raider kicker is only 30%. 2:46 left in the first quarter. Buffalo 7, Oakland nothing. Again, the split backs are Jensen and Whittington. Branch and Chandler are the wideouts. Ramsey's the tight end. Ramsey will stay in the block and then release. Short out to Cliff Branch. Plunkett is going to audible. Dive play to Whittington. And the Bills call timeout. So Buffalo uses one of their timeouts. Here come the Raiders once again to the line of scrimmage now. After the Bills timeout. 2nd and 9. Plunkett under center. 2 wideouts, split backs, and a tight end. Ramsey stays in the block and release. Jensen in the flat. They're going to try to throw to Derek Jensen in the flat. It's complete! Jensen needs to head upfield quickly. He does! Zigging and zagging, goes to the out, and Haslett knocks him out of bounds. It's an 18-yard gain, though. A nice catch and run by Derek Jensen. And it is 1st and 10 on the Buffalo 16. Buffalo's in a 3-4 pass, normal man. Defensive line to the outs, and they were doubling the tight end. Haslett picks up his 3rd tackle. Coming back in the game now will be Mark Van Eegen. Derek Jensen goes out. So the split backs of Whittington and Van Eegen, actually now they will shift into the I formation. Whittington the up back, Van Eegen behind him. 2 wideouts and a tight end. Van Eegen. Pitch left. There's the pitch out. Van Eegen can't turn the corner because guess who's there? Johnny on the spot for his 7th tackle. Shane Nelson, no gain. He literally took Mark Van Eegen off his feet with that pop. Tribes fan has joined us in the chat along with JD. Check out those great channels also. Thank you for joining us. So it is 2nd and 10. Again, I formation. Whittington the up back. Van Eegen behind him. Branch and Chandler the wideouts. Ramsey the tight end. He will stay in the block and release. Derek Ramsey. Whittington. I don't like that play call. 2nd and 10. Van Eegen once again. Sweep left. Can they turn the corner? Again, Buffalo uses a timeout. They're only down to 1 now in the first half. We're not even out of the first quarter yet, and they've already used 2 timeouts. 1:57 left in the first quarter. 7-0 Buffalo. 2nd and 10. Raiders break the huddle to the line of scrimmage. Plunkett under center. I formation. 2 wideouts and a tight end. Ramsey will stay in the block and release. Play action fake. Medium hitch. Cliff Branch. Plunkett back to pass. Looking, steps up in the pocket. Dumps it down to Van Eegen under duress. Incomplete. Again, the pocket collapsing around Jim Plunkett. And they were doubling Cliff Branch. So he didn't have time. Stepped up, tried to give it to his safety valve, Van Eegen. Incomplete. 3rd and 10. A field goal attempt here. And we are on the 16-yard line. There's only a 58% chance of our field goal kicker, Barr, making it. I can't remember if this is Matt Barr or Chris Barr, as both brothers kicked in the NFL. We will see when it happens. Art Whittington will go out. Kenny King will come in. And they will go split backs out of the I. They come out of the I to split backs. Kenny King, number 33, and number 30, Mark Van Eegen. Branch and Chandler are the wideouts. Ramsey is the tight end. Let's see what Ramsey can do here. Yeah, that's a bad idea. We will go to the flat and Kenny King. Plunkett back to pass under duress. He throws to look like he was looking for Ramsey after he didn't like what he saw. The Bills were moving towards the flanks to cover that flat pass. He double pumped and then tried to dump it to Ramsey. Incomplete. It is now 4th and 10. And here comes the field goal unit. And it's Chris Barr. He has a 58% chance of making it. The holder is the backup quarterback, Mark Wilson. So Chris Barr will try to put the Raiders on the board with 1:49 to play in the first quarter. And they're down 7-0. The snap, the place, and the kick. And he shanks it to the right. God, I hate my kickers. So after all of that, Chris Barr shanks it to the right. Buffalo will take over 1st and 10 on their 20 with 1:44 to go in the first quarter. Lots of hard hits from Rich Stadium. Joe Ferguson's under center, split backs, Cribbs and Brown. The wideouts, the usual suspect, Butler, as they go to the 2 tight end set, Bramer and Grant. So it looks like they're going to go ground and pound. Raiders bring their defensive line split in, and we will play run out of the 3-4, and they're going to give it to number 47, Brown, and he loses 2 yards, swarmed under by the Raiders. Front 7, Rod Martin picks up his 6th tackle. So it'll be 2nd and 12 from the Buffalo 18. Again, Ferguson, as they break the huddle under center, split backs. Now they go to the 2 wideout set with Butler and Lewis. The tight end is Bramer. We will blitz the Mad Stork on a delay, Ted Hendricks. And we'll play man coverage pass. And it's going to be a run to Cribbs. He gets to the outside. Finally brought down by Nelson. Cribbs gains 8. That's Bob Nelson who picks up his first tackle for the Raiders. It will be 3rd and 4. Under a minute to play in the first quarter. 7-0 Buffalo here at Rich Stadium. The winner will advance to the Final Four. This is the last ticket to be punched to the Final Four. Conrad Dobler just leading the way. He is revved up for this game. He played on a lot of he played on a couple of good St. Louis Cardinal teams with Dan Deerdorf and Jimmy Hart. Known as the dirtiest man who ever played football, Conrad Dobler. So 3rd and 4. Raiders 3-4. They will show blitz, but they won't blitz. Millen spying the quarterback. They'll play tight man coverage. And we're going to double Bramer, the tight end, on a short pass. And we're going to play pass on 3rd and 4. Ferguson dumps it to Brown, his secondary back. He breaks the tackle. He picks up 6 yards. They move the chains, and that's the end of the first quarter. So Joe Ferguson, cool as a cucumber, dumped it down to his safety valve. And they pick up 6 and a first. We start the second quarter, 7-0 Buffalo. 1st and 10 on their 32. As Tribesman says, it would be Chris for the Raiders, I'm pretty sure. You are correct, my friend. As Matt would kick for the Browns and Giants. And they might have, obviously, other teams. I don't know how many teams Chris Barr kicked for. Split backs for the Bills. Ferguson under center, 2 wideouts and the tight end. Raiders stay in their 3-4. We're going to key Joe Cribbs on the run. They give it to Cribbs, and Cribbs smothered under by 3 Oakland Raiders defender. The tackle be credited to Rod Martin, though that is his 8th tackle. Cribbs 4 carries, 29 yards now, and it is 2nd and 10 as he got no yards. As they said in Caddyshack, Judge Smales, Spalding to his grandson Spalding, you'll get nothing and you'll like it. Bills break the huddle, line of scrimmage. Ferguson under center, split backs, 2 wideouts, and a tight end. Oakland 3-4 defense, 2nd and 10. We're going to send Nelson, the inside linebacker, on the blitz. Tight man coverage. We're going to double Bramer, the tight end, on a medium pass. And we're going to play pass. Ferguson back to pass. Here comes a blitz. He fires it deep. Penalty.
Pass interference.
Oh, you got to be kidding me. On Lester Hayes. On Lester Hayes, pass interference. They never called pass interference on Lester Hayes. Never, ever, ever, ever. Not that I watched every Oakland Raider game in the 80s, but they really rarely called pass interference on Lester Hayes. That's why he was the dominant cornerback, that and the Stickum. So they pick up the first down on the pass interference. As Ron Juckett of Retro Sports Network has joined us. Check his channel out. Wonderful channel. He just did his NFC Championship game of the 1978 Retro Replay using Action PC football between the Rams and the Cowboys. It was an excellent game, as always, with an excellent call from Mr. Ron Juckett. And he also, after that, gave his review after playing almost a full season. Replay still has the, we can't say it, you can't say Super Bowl, so I'm not going to say Super Bowl. He has the championship game coming up, the NFL championship game. So check out Retro Sports Network with Ron Juckett. So they pick up the first down on the pass interference to Lester. 1st and 10 on the Oakland 33. Ferguson's under center, 2 backs, they're split. It's Cribbs and Brown. Butler, Lewis are the wideouts, and Bramer is the tight end. We will play run King Joe Cribbs. It's a give to Brown on a delayed handoff. He gains 3 on the draw, tackled by the Mad Storks, Ted Hendricks. That's his 2nd tackle. Beatles Eternally has joined us also. Wonderful baseball channel. He had a stream going, and then something went wrong. I think he started up again. And I will, don't tell me who wins, Beatles. I'm going to check out the second part of your stream. And that was the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Atlanta Braves from 1992, I believe. Game 5 of the pennant. Or the elimination game. I think they were still playing 5 games then. 1990. No, they were still playing 7 games. What the hell am I saying? So 2nd and 7 from the Oakland 30. I formation for the Bills. Brown is the up back. Cribbs behind him. Butler and Lewis the wideouts. Bramer's the tight end. Raiders will play a 3-4. Bring their defensive line inside split. Tight man coverage. And we're going to send Millen this time. And Nelson will spy Ferguson. We'll send Millen on the delay. 2nd and 7. Pass. Cribbs back to pass. Plenty of time. Over the middle. Incomplete. He was looking for the medium fly to Bramer, the tight end. Joe Cribbs now 3 of 5, 27 yards and a touchdown. So a big 3rd and 7 field goal attempt here for Buffalo. Only a 47% chance of making it. So the Raiders want to hold here. Bills come to the line of scrimmage. Ferguson under center. The usual suspects at running back. Cribbs and Brown split. Butler and Lewis the wideout. Bramer number 86. The tight end. Bottom of the screen tight to the line. The Raiders will give him a different look. 3-3 nickel. We'll give him a different look here. And we're going to play a zone. And we're going to blitz the Mad Stork. Hendrick is over here. That's Martin. This is Hendrick. Where's Bramer? Bramer's here. Actually, we're not going to blitz the Mad Stork. We're going to blitz Millen. And pass. Ferguson back to pass. They pick up the blitz. Ferguson rolls out, deflected by Lester. Hayes almost picked off. So the pressure was applied. Hayes almost had a pick. I guess he forgot to put the stickum on that play. And Ferguson's now 3 of 6 for 27 yards and a TD. And this will be a field goal attempt for the Buffalo Bills. Here comes Nick McMeyer. So this will be the ball. Line of scrimmage is at the 30. Add 17. This will be a 47-yard attempt. We're going to go for the block, the snap, to place the kick. And he misses left. So both kickers have missed field goals. The original Grognard has joined us in the chat. OG, how you doing, my friend? Check out that wonderful, wonderful strategy channel. Sports, military, space, and face to the mat wrestling, women's wrestling. Awesome stuff. As Beatles Eternally says, Game 7. Thank you, my friend. Remember to check out all the wonderful content creators in the chat. Beatles Eternally, the original Grognard, Retro Sports Network, What's Blazing in Sports, Tribes Fan, JD, Living My Rhapsody, Johnny Be Crazy, and a new subscriber to my channel, and I subscribe to his channel. It's a card collecting channel. He's trying to grow his channel. And it's Vrogs18, which I know I mispronounced, but it's capital W, lowercase VOGS, space 18. So Oakland will take over 1st and 10 on their 30 with 13:08 to play in the half, trailing by 7. Plunkett's under center as they break the huddle. Actually, no huddle. They just go to the line of scrimmage. King and Van Egan, the split backs. Chandler and Branch, the wideouts. And Derek Ramsey's still in for the injured Raymond Chester. He will go to the top of the screen and help out on Ben Williams. He'll block and release when we pass. Play action fake run counter. Kenny King. Pitch left. There's the pitch out to Kenny King, and he cannot turn the corner because, once again, Shane Nelson, he's like shot out of a cannon on every play, picks up his 8th tackle. Buffalo was in a 3-4 run defense playing normal man, so no gain once again. How many times have we said that on an Oakland run? So it'll be 2nd and 10. They break the huddle, Plunkett under center, split backs, 2 wideouts, and the tight end Ramsey. And we're going to do a little something different here. Let's go to Ramsey. All those plays are not good play calls. Don't do that, Al. Ramsey will block and release. Van Egan on the screen. Plunkett back to pass. Van Egan has it. Blockers out in front. Van Egan's going to go for a long, long run. Finally brought down by number 45, Bill Simpson. Touchdown saving tackle. They pick up 44 on the screen to Mark Van Egan. Van Egan has been bottled up as a runner, but they got him to the outside on the screen. And he picks up 44 yards, and the Oakland Raiders are in business. 1st and 10 on the Buffalo 26. Joining us in the chat, Mr. Dave Little. Check out another wonderful content creator, big wrestling fan, Dave Little. Thank you for joining us, my friend. As he says, good evening, football fans. So 1st and 10. Van Egan doesn't want a breather. He wants to stay on the field. Split backs, Kenny King and Mark Van Egan. Wideouts, Branch and Chandler, they've been bottled up. The tight end is Derek Ramsey in for the injured Raymond Chester. He will stay in and block and help out once again on the very good defensive lineman, Ben Williams. So 1st and 10. Now, the Raiders bounce from a split 10-eye formation. King the up back, Van Egan behind him. They'll give the ball again to Mark Van Egan. Trap left to Mark Van Egan. And Van Egan plows, holds on to the ball. They're trying to strip it away. He gains 3. Freddie Smerlis, the Boston College graduate, picks up his 1st tackle, the nose tackle. Van Egan will come out of the game for a breather now. And it will be Derek Jensen, who has 1 reception in the game, comes in. So Jensen and King in the I formation. King's the up back. The wideouts, Chandler and Branch. The tight end, Ramsey, who will block and release. They will go short to the flat to Kenny King. On 2nd and 7, Plunkett under duress. Takes that run. He's got the 1st down. A big hit put on him by Haslett. Plunkett slow to get up, but he held on to the ball. The chains move. The former Heisman Trophy winner from Stanford, Jim Plunkett, turning back the hands of time. He picks up 10 yards on the scramble. Remember, he got his brain scrambled by Shane Nelson. And after he scrambled for a 1st down on the 1st drive for the Raiders, as Nelson tried to depart him of his senses, he did depart him of the ball, but was called for a personal foul, a blow to the head. So 1st and 10 from the Buffalo 13. Plunkett, not able to do it with his arm in this game. He's thrown 2 picks. Is doing it with his legs. 3 carries, 26 yards. They go to a split back formation. Of King and Jensen. Now Jensen quickly runs off the field and Whittington comes in. Wideouts, Branch and Chandler. The tight end, Ramsey, top of the screen. He'll stay in to help block to protect Jim Plunkett. They're going to go draw Kenny King. Plunkett doesn't like what he sees. He's going to go dive to Whittington. Number 22, nothing. In fact, he will lose a yard. Isaiah Robertson back on the field, picks up his 1st tackle. He has a pickoff already. So it'll be 2nd and 11. Art Whittington goes out. Mark Van Egan comes in on 2nd and 11. Field goal attempt here. We're on the 14-yard line. There's only a 53% chance of us making it. We've already missed one. And that was a 58% chance of making it. So 2nd and 11. Kenny King will go out wide. Ramsey will stay in the block. Van Egan went out wide, excuse me. That's not who we wanted out wide. Kenny King out wide. Van Egan, trap left. And Van Egan puts his head down. He plows for 3. And Nelson, as I stated, all over the field. He picks up his 9th tackle with 9:13 to play in the half. 7-0. Buffalo, Mark Van Egen's carried the ball 10 times, only 19 yards. And even with that gain of 3, the field goal percentage only goes up to 56%. So it is 3rd and 8. The Raiders can pick up a first down on the Buffalo 3. They break the huddle. Plunkett under center. Split backs of King and Van Egan. Chandler and Branch the wideouts. Ramsey is the tight end. Ramsey. Short out. Derek Ramsey. They're going to go to the backup tight end. Hope they're not covering him. It's caught! Ramsey has it! He's close to the first, and he has it! They go to Derek Ramsey, the backup tight end. They pick up 8 yards. Ramsey struggled, stretched, and kept his legs moving. 1st and goal from the Buffalo 3. Steve Freeman with the tackle. Buffalo was in a 3-4 pass defense playing man coverage. So Plunkett zipped one into Ramsey. And now the Raiders from the 3 will go to a 2 tight end set. Actually, they're going to go triple tight end. And Mark Van Egan in the backfield. The lone wideout is Cliff Branch. Who is on Branch? Charles Rome, who's an 8 on the pass coverage. We have Bob Chandler playing our 3rd tight end. Ramsey and Todd Christensen. A young Todd Christensen, not in his own yet. Mark Van Egan. Hey, diddle diddle. Mark Van Egan up the middle. And Van Egan, nothing! Ground and pound goes nowhere as they pound Mark Van Egan into the turf here at Rich Stadium. No gain. Van Egan 11 carries, 19 yards. Sherman White picks up his 2nd tackle, 7:49 left in the half. Play action fake. Chandler. Actually, I don't like that play call. Special play. Corner fade. Chandler. He's going to throw it up to Chandler. Incomplete. As they were keying Van Egan on the run. Good coverage by Mario Clark. It'll bring up 3rd and goal. 3rd and goal. They will now go to the 2 tight end set with a lead blocker. I formation. The up back is Kenny King. Run counter. They'll give the ball to Kenny King. Trap left. Kenny King. 3rd and goal from the 3. King gets down to the 1. It will be 4th and goal from the Buffalo 1. 7:02 in the half. 4th and goal. The tackle, Ben Williams, he makes his 3rd tackle. Buffalo's in a 3-4 basic tight man. Defensive line split inside. The Raiders offense will stay on the field. Take care. I thought Dave was leaving. That's when he said good evening. Sorry about that. The Raiders offense will stay on the field. 2 tight end set. Lone wideout is Chandler. I formation, the up back. Kenny King behind him is Mark Van Egan. Play action fake. Run counter. Run counter. Kenny King. Off tackle left. 4th and goal from the 1. Kenny King. Touchdown! Kenny King! The Raiders are an extra point away from tying it up. Buffalo was in a 3-4 goal line, tight man, and the defensive line was split to the out, so good blocking by the Raiders as Kenny King takes it the final yard home and 6 points on the off-tackle left. Let's watch that tough run one more time. Kenny King off tackle on 4th and goal from the 1. And here's the extra point that can tie it for Chris Barr. The snap, the place, the kick, and did he miss it? He missed it! Oh my God, I hate kickers in this game. Every team I play, the kickers stink. It's like the curse of John Smith, the Patriots kicker. He missed. It's 7-6, and a huge cheer goes up here at Rich Stadium by the Bills fans. So Chris Barr has missed a field goal wide right, and then he shanks the extra point to the left. Let's watch that misery over again. How do you miss that? So it's 7-6. Buffalo maintains a 1-point lead. And Chris Brown is just trying to stay away from the Raiders players on the sideline. Good night, Beatles. Or good morning where you are, my friend. Check out Beatles Eternally. Wonderful, wonderful baseball sim channel and much, much more. Beatles Eternally, everyone. Please check them out. Subscribe. Great friend and member of the community. Remember, support those who support you. All right, so Chris Barr actually has to kick off. Back deep is Miller. Shortman are Brown and Hooks. 6:25 to play in the half. 7-6 Bills. Here's the kickoff by Barr. Fielded at the 5. Brought up near the 30. That's a 26-yard return by Miller. He was tackled by Clioto. Or Ciloto. And the Bills will start 1st and 10 on their 31. And now Barr just goes off by himself. No one even wants to go near him. Actually, he doesn't want to be around anyone. Lucky Ted Hendricks not over there. Bills at the line of scrimmage. Ferguson under center. Split backs. Cribbs and Brown. The wideouts. Butler and Lewis. The tight end is Bramer, number 86, tight to the screen. Tight to the line, bottom of the screen. Raiders in a 3-4. And Millen will spy the quarterback. And we will play 3-4 man run. And the ball is a sweep to Joe Cribbs, and he gets nothing. It's a loss of 2. As that play was blown up, Bob Nelson makes the tackle. That's his second. Cribbs now 5 carries, 27 yards at 2nd and 12. From the Buffalo 29, 6:10 to play in the half, 7-6 Buffalo. It has been what we call a slobber knocker. We've had quite a few slobber knocker games in this series in our one and done 1980 tournament. Remember, the winner punches the final ticket to the Final Four. After this game, there will be 4 and no more. Buffalo line of scrimmage. Split backs. Ferguson under center. 2 wideouts in the tight end. Raiders in a 3-4. They will send the Mad Stork on a blitz. Millen spies the quarterback. Tight man coverage pass. Ferguson back to pass. They pick up the blitz. Over the middle. Complete to the tight end. Bramer immediately hit by Davis. Who, good tackle by Davis. Right at the legs. Lifts him up and brings him to the turf. Good night, Mr. Ron Juckett from Retro Sports Network. Another wonderful channel. Check that out. Retro Sports Network with Ron Juckett. So we'll bring up 3rd and 3 for the Buffalo Bills on their 38. 3rd and 3. Ferguson under center. Split backs, 2 wideouts and a tight end. Millen spying the quarterback for the Raiders. They're in a 3-4. And this time they'll send Nelson, an inside linebacker, on the blitz. Tight man coverage. And we'll play pass. Ferguson back to pass. Looking. Completes to the out. Butler's immediately hit by Lester Hayes, but he picks up 5. They move the chains as Hayes knocked him out of bounds on the hit. Stops the clock with 4:49 to play in the half. 1st and 10 for the Bills on their 43. They're up by 1. They'd like to tack on a field goal at least. Lester Hayes picks up his first tackle. Butler's first reception for 5 yards. Here come the Bills. Split backs, 2 wideouts and a tight end. Ferguson under center. They're met by a 3-4 defense for the Raiders. Millen spies Ferguson. Raiders will show blitz, but they will not blitz. They will play man coverage run. It's a give to Cribbs to the left. Matt Millen, the Penn State alumni, makes the tackle. Only a gain of 1. That's the first time Matt Millen has made a tackle. Will Grant got blown up by the front 7 of the Raiders on his run block. So with 4:43 to play in the half, a 1-point lead for the Bills. It is 2nd and 9 from the 44. Ferguson barking out the signals. 2nd and 9. Nelson will go on the delayed blitz. Tight man coverage pass. Ferguson back to pass. He scrambles. Deflected by Hendricks. Intercepted by Hendricks. The Mad Stork. What a play by the Mad Stork. Ferguson flushed from the pocket on the pass rush. Tried to get it to Joe Cribbs on the screen. The Mad Stork, Ted Hendricks, a tall man with a long wingspan, thus the Mad Stork, deflected the ball up in the air and he picked it off. That's the first interception of Joe Ferguson. So the Raiders will take it over 1st and 10 on the Buffalo 46 after the Mad Stork pickoff with 4:05 left in the half. Split backs Kenny King and Mark Van Eegen. Plunkett under center. Branch and Chandler the wideouts. And Raymond Chester's back in the game. Play action fake. Raymond Chester, the tight end. Short slant. Plunkett, play action fake, back to pass. Under duress, he is sacked. Smith picks up the ball. Touchdown! Oh my God, what a turn of events. Unbelievable. Fred Smerlas strips the ball from Plunkett, picks it up, and goes for pay dirt. The lumbering lineman scores 6. Unbelievable. I'm going to show you the replay. The colors change on a defensive turnover, so you're going to see the different colors. There's the sack. The ball comes loose, and Smerlas takes it to the end zone. And just like that, back-to-back turnovers produce fruit for the Bills. It's now 13-6. Here's the extra point, the snap to place, and it is dead center good. It's now 14-6, as I counted the extra point too quick. But it is 14-6, as Nick Mickemeyer bangs it home. So with 3:55 to play, Tom Flores and the Oakland Raiders in shock on the sideline here at Rich Stadium, as Dave Little says, "Wow, Fred Smerlas." So here's the kickoff by Nick Mickemeyer. Back deep is Matthews. The short men are Whittington and Moody. 5 yards deep, and Matthews will take a knee. So with 3:55 to play, it has been a turnover fest. How many turnovers? The Raiders have turned the ball over 3 times. Buffalo has turned it over once. So here's Jim Plunkett, 3:55 to go, and all 3 timeouts. Split backs, King and Van Eegen. Chandler and Branch the wideouts. Chester is the tight end. He will stay in the block and release. They will go screen to Van Eegen on 1st and 10. Plunkett, he thinks they're sitting on the screen. Medium fly to Bob Chandler. Plunkett back to pass. He hits Chandler in stride. Chandler takes it out near the 40. That's a gain of 19. As they're going to spot the ball in the Oakland 39 now. Bob Chandler, first reception. Raiders get to the line of scrimmage. Plenty of time. 3:46 and 3 timeouts. 1st and 10. Split backs, 2 wideouts and the tight end. Chandler will stay in the block and release the tight end. Plunkett again will look for A short pass in the flat this time to Van Eegen. Plunkett under duress, and he is sacked from behind by the linebacker Isaiah Robertson. Plunkett has been under a lot of duress. Clinton Parks has jumped in just to say hello. How you doing, my friend? Check out that wonderful baseball sim channel. And Farm One has also jumped in the chat. How you doing? Bills make me want to shout. So it's 2nd and 17. Plunkett under duress now has been sacked for a second time. So 2nd and 17. We will go screen the other way to Kenny King on 2nd and 17. Plunkett again does not like what he sees, but we're going to stick with the play call. King has it. Blockers out in front. King holds in the first down, breaks a tackle, brought down by Clark. It's a gain of 16. So Plunkett stuck with the screen. Mario Clark saves a first down for now. It is 3rd and 1 on the Oakland 48. Third and 1 from the Oakland 48. That was huge. As Buffalo was in a 4-1 prevent deep zone. Once the screen was complete, King had blockers out in front, and the convoy led him 16 yards. As my second screen has gone kaput, I can no longer see the chat. I will try to get that remedied. Clock is running. 3rd and 1. They will go to an I formation. The up back is King. Van Eegen behind him. They will give the ball to Mark Van Eegen on the dive up the middle. Can Van Eegen churn for one? He's close, and he has it. That's the first down, and there's the 2-minute warning. Second screen is gone. As we have the 2-minute warning, we're going to work on the second screen quickly. Hopefully the feed is still up. As we're going to shut down the second screen now. So I will check the chat at the half. All right, first down and 10 at the Oakland 49. 2 minutes to go for the Raiders. They trail 14-6. They have all 3 timeouts. They'll go to split backfield. King and Van Eegen, the split backs. The wideouts, Chandler and Branch. The tight end is Chester. He'll stay in the block and release. They're going to look for Chandler, actually Branch, on a medium slant. Plunkett is going to call an audible. A draw to Van Eegen. And Van Eegen has a little bit of running room. He picks up 3 yards. And Mario Clark gets his 3rd tackle. It's 2nd and 7. The Raiders go to the hurry up. Quickly to the line of scrimmage. Plunkett barking out the call. Screen. Van Eegen. Pass rush. Incomplete. Oh, again. Plunkett hurried and harassed. Applying the pressure. The man who stripped Plunkett and returned it for a touchdown, Freddie Smerlis. And now it's 3rd and 7. The clock stops with 1:30 left in the half. And the Bills are up 14-6. As we try to get our second screen back up. So a big 3rd and 7. Van Eegen will go out wide. Chester will stay in the block and release. Plunkett will be in shotgun. Kenny King's with him. 3rd and 7. Medium fly on 3rd and 7. Bob Chandler. Shotgun snap. Plunkett under pressure. He'll be sacked by Kadish.
Offsides. Defense.
Flag. Offsides. We will accept
penalty.
it. So it'll be 3rd and 2. Clock stops on the flag. The yellow hanky does wonders for the Raiders. And it's a much more manageable 3rd and 2. Plunkett's now under center. And they'll go I formation. King the up back. Van Eegen behind him. 2 wide out set. Branch and Chandler. Chester is the tight end. Play action fake, run counter. Kenny King. We're going to go with the play that got us the touchdown. Off tackle left on 3rd and 2. And Kenny King's got the first down and more. Breaking tackles, gets it close to the 30 as he's finally brought down by Mario Clark. And the Raiders will use their first timeout with 1:09 left in the half. 1st and 10 on the Buffalo 29. As we continue to work on the second screen in between plays. All right, that's starting to load. So it's 1st and 10 on the Buffalo 29. I formation, King the up back, Van Egan behind him. 2 timeouts left for the Raiders. Branch and Chandler the wideouts. Chester is the tight end. Play action fake. We're going to look for Chester the tight end on a short out. Plunkett back to pass, and he's going to be sacked by Williams. And that's Ben Williams' first sack, so we send Chester out. And he does not help out on Williams on that play. Clock is running. The Raiders will use their second timeout. At minute 3, that only took 6 seconds off the clock. They have 1 left. And it's 2nd and 14. They go to the split back formation. King and Van Egan. Wideouts Chandler and Branch. Chester will stay in the block to help out on Williams, who just sacked Plunkett. 2nd and 14. They're going to look for Branch. Actually, they're going to look for Bob Chandler on the short cross. Plunkett back to pass. Completes to Chandler. Chandler turns it upfield. He's close to the first. He is just short. He is just short. They will call timeout on 3rd and inches. 53 seconds left in the half. They have no timeouts. We could have tried to rush it up, as the second screen just does not want to work. And hopefully we're still up and live. So let's totally shut that down. Yeah, that's not working. So 3rd and inches. Clock stops on the timeout. They'll go I formation and quickly to the hurry up. Play action pass, run counter. Van Egan. Off tackle left, Mark Van Egan. And Van Egan picks up the first. They go to the hurry up. Branch. They're going to throw to Branch quickly, head out of bounds. Cliff Branch. Short out. 3-step drop. Plunkett. Looking. He takes off! Throw the ball, Jim! 25 seconds left in the half. Branch. Short out. Plunkett back to pass. Looking. Throws. Deflected by Nelson. Incomplete. And we have 8 seconds left. It's 3rd and 9. And here comes Chris Barr to attempt a field goal. He has a 51% chance of making it. This will be a 33-yard attempt as we add 17 from the 16-yard line. So here's Chris Barr to try to pull the Raiders closer. They're down 14-6. Mark Wilson, the backup quarterback, is the holder. The snap, the place. Yes, we're sure. The snap, the place, the kick. And he misses to the right again. Oh, my God. I hate Chris Barr. Unbelievable. So after all that, the Raiders come away with nothing, and they'll like it. Buffalo will take over with 3 seconds left, 1 timeout, and they're going to go 3 wideouts. Ferguson's under center. Cribbs is a lone back. We will go to a 4-1 dime, deep zone prevent. And they're going to pitch it out to Cribbs. Cribbs will pick up some yards. He's tackled by Lester Hayes. The whistle blows. What happened? The whistle had blown. The play is dead. We got to play it over. So again, we will stay in a deep zone. 4-1 dime. Prevent. 3 wide out set. Pitch out the other way to Cribbs for the Bills. This time Osteen tackles him. Gain of 6. And that is the half. So at the half it is 14-6. And let's try to bring up the chat. As I don't even know if we're still on air. I don't think we're connected to the internet anymore. As it's not letting me. The wheels on the bus go round, 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 round. The wheels on the bus go round, round, round. Well, thank you, Xfinity. I pay $1 gazillion. Well, we're just going to play the game, keep calling it. I don't think we're up anymore. And we'll just give you an update. Here we go. Spinning, 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 spinning. Really. For the money you pay for this nonsense. I get it, stuff happens, but my God. For the money you pay. Alright, let's see if we can get the chat up, and then we'll start the second half of football. Raiders just have shot themselves in the foot in the first half. They're their own worst enemies. So, let's go and see if we can actually get to the chat. As Drinks and Knows Things says, $1 gazillion for the stream to go, but not the chat. Yes, so we have the chat up. I can't get my second screen, so we will start the second half of football, and we'll check in on the chat. All right, so the Raiders will kick off to the Bills. Back deep is Miller. The Bills have a 14-6 lead. The short men are Brown and Hooks. The scoring goes as follows. After an interception, Ferguson, on a 5-play drive, 8-yard touchdown pass to Brown. McMyer extra point good, 7-0. Oakland would then miss a field goal. Eventually score 4th and 1. Kenny King off tackle left on an 11-play, 70-yard drive. Chewed up 6 minutes and 43 seconds of clock. And guess who missed the extra point? Chris Barr, the field goal kicker. Then Fred Smerlis, one of the most unlikely sources to score a touchdown, strips Plunkett, picks up the ball, and rumbles 51 yards for a touchdown. McMyer kicks the extra point, 14-6, and as you just witnessed, Chris Barr missed another field goal as the half was coming to an end. We stand at 14-6, and here's the kickoff by Barr. And the return from the 5 for the Bills gets it out close to the 30. That's a 25-yard return by Miller, brought down by Barnes. And I shall be back in a moment. And we are back. I hate Windows updates. They screw everything up. Hopefully I have managed to fix things now. This is nonsense. I really hate freaking Windows updates. I don't know. This always happens after Windows updates. Thank you, Windows 10. All right, where are we? 1st and 10 for the Bills on their 30. Split backs. 2 wideouts and a tight end. Ferguson under center. We will play 3-4. Millen will spy the quarterback. And we're going to play run. Ferguson back to pass. Looking. Complete to Bramer, the tight end, to the out. It's a gain of 11. Knocked out of bounds by Mike Davis. That's his second tackle. So here come the Bills on the march. The herd moving forward. 1st and 10 on their 41. Bills break the huddle. Ferguson under center. Split backs, 2 wideouts. The tight end, Bramer, number 86. Tight to the line, top of the screen. Raiders counter. Millen will spy the quarterback. 3-4. They will show blitz, but they will not blitz. We're going to play a zone coverage. We're going to look like we're in tight man coverage and drop off. And we're going to play pass on 1st down. And it's a give to Cribbs. And John Matuzak blows up that inside trap right. The twos. Great play by John Matuzak as Cribbs, if Matuzak does not make that play, would have had a lot of running room. It's now 2nd and 8 from the Buffalo 43. Raiders go back to man coverage. Ferguson under center for the Bills. Split backs, 2 wideouts. Butler and Lewis are the wideouts. Bramer's the tight end. The backs are Cribbs and Brown for Buffalo. 2nd and 8. The Mad Stork will blitz from the outside. Tight man coverage. And we're going to play pass. It's a run. Brown gets around the corner. Brought down by Martin. He gains 7. It will be 3rd and 1 for Buffalo. Curtis Brown, 4 carries, 10 yards. 3rd and 1. The Bills go to a 2 tight end set. Bramer and Grant are the tight ends. The lone wideout is Butler. The split backs, Cribbs and Brown. The quarterback, Joe Ferguson, under center. The Raiders come with a 4-3, so they take a linebacker off the field and bring in a down lineman. 4-3, tight man coverage. Goal line. They're going to stuff the run here. And Brown is close. And he picks up 2. He breaks an arm tackle. Finally, Dave Browning is able to bring him down. Brown kept his legs churning. The chains move. 1st and 10 on the Oakland 48 for the Buffalo Bills. They are up by 8, 14-6. Remember, in 1980, there is no 2-point conversion in the NFL. Ferguson's now in shotgun, flanked on one side by Cribbs, the other side by Brown. Raiders go back to their 3-4. The wideouts for the Bills, Butler and Lewis. The tight end is Bramer. Millen will continue to spy the quarterback. And once again, they'll show tight man coverage, but drop back in a zone. They'll show blitz, but they won't blitz. They're going to play pass. Shotgun snap. Ferguson back to pass, looking over the middle, complete to Lewis. And he's got lots of running room. And he's finally dragged down. Saving the touchdown is Mike Davis. That is a huge pickup of 36 as he found the seam in the zone on the medium cross. So it's now 1st and 10 for the Bills on the Oakland 12. Let's go to the chat real quick. As OG, the original Grognard, says, love the Windows updates. Oh yeah, they're fabulous. And it's ridiculous, but it's annoying. Thank you, Windows. Alrighty. They break the huddle to the line of scrimmage. Come the Bills looking to add to their 8-point lead. Split backs, 2 wideouts and a tight end. Oakland in a 3-4 will play their inside lineman, their down lineman with an inside split. We're going to play aggressive, looking for a turnover here. Man coverage, and run. Ferguson back to pass, going for the kill. Almost picked off by number 36. That's Mike Davis, the safety. As they're looking for the medium fly to Bramer, they like to go to their tight end. As they're going to say Bramer dropped the ball, but Davis disrupted the pattern. So now the Bills go to an I formation. The up back is Brown, Joe Cribbs behind him. The wideouts Butler and Lewis. Bramer's the tight end. Again, Millen will spy the quarterback for the Raiders. 3-4 defensive set. Tight man coverage. And we're going to double Bramer on any medium. Pass. Ferguson under duress dumps it down to Brown, and he's going to go in for his second receiving touchdown. As Bramer was choked off, they were looking for the short slant. He was doubled. And Ferguson dumps it to his safety valve, Brown, once again, who picks up his second touchdown reception. It's now 20-6 Buffalo. Here's the replay for you Bills fans. Bramer was under wraps, and Ferguson dumped it to his safety valve, as he did before. And now Brown picks up his second touchdown. McMyer with the extra point, the snap, the place, the kick, and he nearly missed it, but unlike Barr, it sneaks through. So it's 21-6. Buffalo in clear command here with 11:29 to play in the third quarter. They are up. The winner advances to the Final Four in our one-and-done 1980 NFL tournament using Action PC Football. A wonderful, wonderful game. Back deep for the Raiders, Matthews. The short men are Whittington and Moody. Here's the kickoff. 7 yards deep. My God. McMyer really booming the ball. He's got to have the wind. Yes, he has the wind behind him, 15 to 25 miles per hour. So Oakland's going into the wind. Matthews will down it. And here comes Jim Plunkett, the former Heisman Trophy winner from Stanford. Back out on the field. He'll start 1st and 10 on the 20. Split backs of King and Van Egan. The wideouts Branch and Chandler. The tight end Chester. He'll stay in the block and release. Let's go to the chat quick. Farm says, shout out. Shout, shout. Come on now, shout. The Bills make me want to shout. Oh, that's from before. As Dave Little says goodnight. Goodnight, my friend. It stinks not having your second screen because I'm used to just looking over. And let's see if it's going to work this time. Did we correct the error? As the Jeopardy theme's playing. Dun, 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 dun. Well, eventually that looks like it's going to come back. All right, so here come the Raiders. Van Egan, screen to Mark Van Egan. 1st and 10, Van Egan, no! Again, Freddie Smerlis applying the pressure on Jim Plunkett, and he barely throws the ball away. Plunkett is now 8 of 18, 132 yards and 2 picks. Things are not going well for the Raiders, to say the least. It is 2nd and 10. Chester will stay in the block, the tight end. 2 wideout split backs. Plunkett under center. Calling out the signs. He's going to look for Branch on a short out. Back to pass. Plunkett steps up. He makes a huge run. And again, what he can't do with his arms, he's doing with his legs. That is a scramble of 18. The chains move. Going off the field for the second time is Raymond Chester. And word from the sideline says he'll be out for a few plays. Let's look at the Jim Plunkett scramble for 18. Turning back the hands of time to his Stanford days. So 1st and 10 on the Oakland 38. They break the huddle. To the line of scrimmage come the Raiders. Branch on one end. Chandler on the other. Derek Ramsey's in the game now for the injured Raymond Chester. He'll stay in the block. Split backs, Kenny King and Mark Van Egan. Van Egan, trap left. And the run game still won't work. He only gains 2. Tackled by Mario Clark of the Bills. That's his 7th tackle. Mark Van Egan, 15 carries, only 27 yards. Chester back in the game at tight end. He will block and release. Plunkett surveying the situation at the line. Split backs, 2 wideouts. He'll look for Bob Chandler on a short cross. Plunkett back to pass under duress. Rolling. He tries to dump it down. And it's incomplete as he was looking for Kenny King. Once again, Plunkett is harassed and hurried. And it will be 3rd and 8 from the Oakland 40. The Raiders will go a medium hitch to Cliff Branch. Plunkett back to pass. He throws incomplete. Great coverage by number 26, Charles Rome. And it's 4th and 8 with 10:15 to play in the third quarter. 21-6 Buffalo. And the Raiders will punt. It's Ray Guy. Well, it's the first time we'll see Ray Guy punt. And back deep is Joe Cribbs. A fake pass, 67% chance of completion. We're going fake pass. Guy back to pass. He completes it to Kenny King. And it's a first down! Yes! Ray Guy, that's the best offensive play. Well, besides Plunkett running for his life. So Ray Guy on the fake punt completes to Kenny King. It's a gain of 15. And only Jim Haslett saved the touchdown. What a call by the Raiders. Let's watch that over. It's probably going to be our best play next to the touchdown by Kenny King. So, Guy completes to King. Guy was their third string. At one time, actually, was their backup quarterback when Kenny Stabler was a quarterback. I remember they only carried 2 quarterbacks one year. I don't know if that was because of injury. Let's go to the chat. Second screen will not come up. Anthony from Bleacher Bums Gaming's joined us. Check out that wonderful channel, Bleacher Bums Gaming. He has a Glory Days boxing video up. That's his boxing game he's developing. And it is Sullivan and Anthony Joshua, I think it was. Sullivan and Anthony Joshua. And I'll be checking that out later. Another wonderful channel in our community, Bleacher Bums Gaming. That's Anthony. A fine gent indeed. It's an easy call, Anthony, when your punter has a 67% chance of completing a fake punt pass. So we did it. And again, I apologize. My Kindle second screen is freaking out. It won't work, so I'm going to have to reset that whole thing. That's another miserable. Again, always after a Windows update. Again, because it's not reading my router. So I'm going to have to unplug my freaking router after. Anyhow, 1st and 10 on the Buffalo 45. Drive stays alive thanks to Ray Guy getting high fives on the sideline. Unlike Chris Bard, who's just sitting alone because he stinks. They're going to go Kenny King. Trap left, Kenny King. And there goes Kenny King. He struggles for 2. And Shane Nelson, Johnny on the spot, picks up his 10th tackle. Buffalo was in a 3-4 basic normal zone, keying Mark Van Egan. And even when they're keying Van Egan, we can't spring Kenny King. Again, the Bills were 11-5 that year. So were the Raiders. 2nd and 8, 9:23 to play in the third quarter. Buffalo 21, Oakland 6. They break the huddle. Plunkett under center. Split backs King and Van Egan. The wideouts Branch and Chandler. Raymond Chester will stay in the block, then release. Kenny King will now go out wide. 2nd and 8. Draw. Van Egan. And Van Egan pops up the middle. 5 yards. Makes it a very manageable 3rd and 3. Van Egan, 16 carries, and you would call these 32 very tough yards earned. So 3rd and 3. Short and quick to Bob Chandler. 3-step drop. Plunkett releases incomplete. Good coverage by Mario Clark. Plunkett now 8 of 21. 132 yards, 2 interceptions. This is an easy call here. The offense stays on. I should bring the punter back out and try the fake punt again. But the offense stays on the field on 4th and 3. What will it be? We shall see on 4th and 3. Let's go to the chat quickly. As Bleacher Bums Gaming says, better than Plunkett today. LOL. Yes, he is. Farm once is number 16, unimpressive today. No, you are correct. Tough day. Buffalo's just can't get anything going. Unlike my Boston Breaker game yesterday, in which I had a 14-3 lead in the fourth quarter, and I gave up 22 points in the fourth quarter with like 8 minutes left in the game. The offense with the Breakers, I forgot how weak. I hadn't played that season in a while. And I remembered, I know Johnny Walton, their quarterback, did not have a strong arm. We threw a medium out. It was for 5 yards. Anyhow, that was a Breakers game. I used to love the USFL. 4th and 3. 4th and 3. Screen. Kenny King. Yes. 4th and 3. Plunkett tries to set the screen. Incomplete. Deflected by Haslett. Someone catch it. So a turnover on downs. Jim Haslett deflects the ball. And Jim Plunkett just shaking his head as he's now 8 of 22. And as Farm 1 said, very unimpressive as he goes back to the sideline. So here's the Bills, 1st and 10 on their 38. So the Ray Guy pass for 15 to Kenny King goes for naught on the fake punt. The up back is Brown, Cribbs behind him, I formation. Lewis and Butler the wideouts, Bramer's the tight end. We will play aggressive. The defense needs to make something happen here. They've only given up 14 points, the defense. The other was a Freddie Smirless strip sack for a touchdown. He ran 50 yards. We're going to play tight man coverage. Actually, we're going to play man coverage. Inside split for our down lineman and the run. It's a pitch out to Brown, and he cannot get to the outside. Containment gets him, and number 73, Dave Browning, picks up his second tackle. It's only a gain of 1. 7:45 left in the third quarter. It is 2nd and 9 from the 39. Bills break the huddle. Ferguson under center. Split backs, 2 wideouts, and a tight end. Bramer, number 86, top of the screen, tight to the line. Millen continues to spy Ferguson. Man coverage. We're going to double Bramer on anything medium. We're going to show blitz, but we're not going to blitz. We're going to play pass. It's going to be a screen to Cribbs. Cribbs has it. Blockers out in front. And he breaks the tackle. And then Hendricks, the man Stork, finally brings him down. It's a gain of 11, and they move the chain. So a nice play by Joe Cribbs following his blockers. 1st and 10 at midfield for Buffalo. 6:56 to play in the third quarter. And they have a 15-point lead. They come with a 2 tight end set. Bramer and Grant. The lone wideout is Butler. The split backs, Cribbs and Brown. Oakland will counter. They take a linebacker off the field and bring on a down lineman. So they're in a 4-3. Millen continues to spy the quarterback, and we will play run out of the 4-3. It's going to be a screen the other way to Brown. And Brown, a nice gain, zigging and zagging through Raiders. He gains 13. Rod Martin picks up his 10th tackle, but it's a lot too late. The chains move once again on back-to-back screens. 1st and 10 on the Oakland 37. 6:09 to play in the third quarter. They go back to their 2 wideout set of Butler and Lewis. Bramer is the tight end. Split backs, Cribbs and Brown. Ferguson under center. Raiders take the down lineman off the field and come back with the 3-4. And we'll play run. It's a give to Brown. Brown, lots of room to the left. And he's finally brought down by the man Stork, Ted Hendricks. Brown trapped left, and boy, did that spring 25 yards. What a game Curtis Brown is having. Curtis Brown, 7 carries, 38 yards. 4 receptions, 39 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And the Bills looking for more. 1st and 10 on the Oakland 12. 2 tight end set. Raiders go back to a 4-3. Split backs, Ferguson under center. We're going to key Cribbs on the run. They give it to Cribbs. And he tries to go off tackle, it looks like, gain of 2. As it was actually a dive, and he tried to bounce it to the outside. Tackled by Dave Pear. 2nd and 8. From the Oakland 10 again. They go back to their 2 wideout set. Tight end comes off the field, the extra tight end. Butler and Lewis are the wideouts. Bramer, the lone tight end. They like to throw to him down here. Cribbs and Brown in the split backfield. We're going to double Bramer, which means they're going to try to, you know what? We're not going to double Bramer. They've dumped it every time the 2 times we doubled Bramer, they dumped it to Brown, and he scored. We're going to go short zone, show blitz, aggressive, Millen spying the quarterback, basic. And it's a give to Cribbs, and Cribbs is brought down by Kinlaw after a gain of 3 on the trap left. And that's Reggie Kinlaw, the first time we've called his name because it's his first tackle. Joe Cribbs, 10 carries, 41 yards. So a big 3rd and 5 here. A field goal attempt by McMyer. 69% chance of making it. 3rd and 5. Oakland will stick with their 4-3. Buffalo, 2 wide out set. Butler and Lewis. The tight end, Bramer. The backs, Cribbs and Brown, the usual suspects, split backfield. Ferguson under center. Raiders in a 4-3. They will show normal coverage, tight coverage, then drop into a zone. Pass. It's a pitch out. Cribbs, and he is brought down by the 2s. John Matuzak, loss of 4. The Boo Birds come out here at Rich Stadium. And here comes McMyer to attempt the 28-yard field goal attempt from the Oakland 11. Oakland will go for the block. The snap, the place, and it's blocked! It's blocked! The Raiders blocked! Matuzak recovers. Browning blocked the field goal. And the Raiders defense holds. They needed that. So with 2:54 to play, the Raiders will take over 1st and 10 on their 21. What a huge block of the Nick McMyer field goal attempt. Browning blocked it. The 2s recovered it, but he was tackled. Here's the replay of that, and it's blocked. I thought we were going to have a touchdown here, but they called a dead ball. Let's go to the chat. Bubba Huskies joined us in the chat. As he said, the Raiders. As Farm was calling, watch Cribbs, watch Cribbs. So the blocked field goal gives Oakland some hope. And here comes Jim Plunkett. We have Dan Pastorini on the bench. Again, he took over. Plunkett took over for an injured Dan Pastorini. Pastorini never got his job back. Can't do that. Can't do that to Jim Plunkett. I like Jim Plunkett. I hate the Raiders, but I like Jim Plunkett. 1st and 10 from the 21. Screens don't work. Passes don't work. Nothing works. We got to figure out something that works. Well, I know what we have to do is put Chester to the top and have him block and release against Ben Williams, who's a 7 out of 10 sack pass rusher. Play action fake. That doesn't work usually either, but let's try. Play action fake. Long hitch. Chandler. See if we can pop something here. Deflected by Romes. Almost picked off. Oh, Plunkett sends it downfield on the long hitch on 1st down to try to get chunks of yards. It did not work. 2nd and 10. Draw. Kenny King. Kenny King on the draw. He looks like he picked up 3. Nope, he only gets 1. I was over exuberant on the yardage. Tackle by Lucius Stanford. That's his 3rd. So it brings up a 3rd and 9. This could be Plunkett's last series here. It's Pastorini throwing the ball on the sideline. 3rd and 9. Chester will stay in the block and release. Bob Chandler. Short slant to Chandler. Can he split the defenders? Complete to Chandler! He's close to the 1st, and he picks it up. That was a clutch pitch and catch from Plunkett to Chandler. Mario Clark on the tackle. Buffalo's in a 4-2 nickel. Playing normal. Playing past normal man. Go to the chat. That was huge, Bleacher Bum says. On the block. Pastorini has C note on Bills, says Farm 1. .202 to play in the third quarter. Oakland's down 15. Screen. Van Egan. Plunkett. Van Egan. Oh my God. Van Egan dropped the ball. We had blockers out in front, and Mark Van Egan drops the ball and he kicks it. None too happy with himself. So it's 2nd and 10. Chester will stay in the block and release. Split backs, the usual suspects, King and Van Egan. Branch and Chandler the wideouts. Plunkett surveys the situation at the line of scrimmage. Short to the flat. Kenny King. Incomplete. Haslett forced Plunkett to float it over him as he leaped trying to deflect the ball. Buffalo was keying Van Egan again. If we could have got the ball to Kenny King, he could have went a long, long way. But give credit to Haslett. So it is now 3rd and 10, and once again, the Raiders have to convert with 1:14 to play in the third quarter. Chester. Short slant, Raymond Chester. Intercepted by White. Sherman White, the defensive end, dropped back in pass coverage. He has tormented the Raiders. He dropped back in pass coverage and picked the ball off. Wow. Wow. And that's the 3rd interception of Jim Plunkett, and his day is most likely done as a fatigued Raiders defense comes back out on the field. 1st and 10 for Buffalo on the Oakland 35. We'll go to the chat. Clark says, "Night, Al. Can't wait to see the Final Four. Great night, all." As he says, have a great night to all. Well, good night. Thank you, Clark, for stopping by. Sorry about the technical difficulties, but once again, thank you, Windows Updates. You suck. All right. Ferguson in her center. The split backs, Cribbs and Brown. Butler and Lewis the wideouts. Bramers the tight end. Number 86, bottom of the screen, tight to the line. Man coverage for the Raiders. We will play aggressive. We need a big play here. Millen spying the quarterback, and we will play run Joe Cribbs. They give it to Brown, and Brown's got lots of room. He rumbles close to the first, and he leaps, picks up those extra 2 yards. Gain of 11. They move the chains once again. Curtis Brown, 8 carries, 49 yards. A tackle by Bob Nelson. That's his 3rd. 1st and 10 for Buffalo. A minute to go in the third quarter. The clock's going tick, tick, tick on the Raiders' season. Bills to the line of scrimmage. Raiders in a 3-4 will play the run. It's a give to Cribbs up the middle. Brought down by Kinlaw and friends. It's only a gain of 2. Reggie Kinlaw with his 2nd tackle. And that ends the third quarter. Final 15 minutes of football. And it looks like the Bills will be punching their ticket to the Final Four. The Raiders are going to have to turn it around. Pastorini continues to warm up on the sidelines. He has not seen action since Plunkett has taken over for him in the regular season, which we didn't play. This is a tournament. So a big 2nd and 8. We need a turnover here. We'll continue to play aggressive. And we're going to blitz both of our inside linebackers. Tight man coverage. Pass. It's a give to Brown on the delay, and he is brought down by Nelson. Gain of 14. The blitzers went right by him. Reggie McKenzie from the Electric Company days of O.J. Simpson sprung him free. 1st and goal from the Oakland 8. Oakland goes to a 4-3, so they take a linebacker off, and they bring in an extra lineman, and it's pair. Split backs. Buffalo counters with a 2 tight end set. Grant and Bramer, the split backs, usual suspects. Cribbs and Brown. Butler is the wideout. We're going to play aggressive. We're going to show blitz, but we're not going to blitz. We're going to look like we're playing tight. And then we're going to drop back into a short zone. Or a zone basic. It's an end run for Cribbs, and he is in! Touchdown! Great blocking by Jones, and Cribbs waltzes into the end zone Another touchdown for the Bills. It's now 27-6. We await the extra point, but let's watch the touchdown run by Joe Cribbs, and he is in. Cribbs, 13 carries, 47 yards in a TD. Here's the extra point by... Oh, did he miss it? No, it just sneaks through, and it skims the left upright, but goes through for Nick Mickemeyer. I think he kicked for Kansas City, too, Nick Mickemeyer, if I remember correctly. So 28-6, the Raiders with 13:59 to play. Things looking bleak for the Raiders, as Bleacher Bums Gaming is calling for Pastorini. And we're going to go to Dante. Here's the kickoff. Back deep is Matthews. And McMyer will be kicking with the wind, so there should be a return. As Matthews is going to field it around the 11, brings it out past the 20. That's a 15-yard return. He was tripped up by Cush. And that's the day for Jim Plunkett. They will go to Dante Pastorini. So here comes Pastorini. Can he redeem his season? Plunkett was not good. He tried hard, but he wasn't good. 9 of 27, 141 yards, and 3 interceptions. Sacked 3 times. Quarterback rating of a 12. Ray Guy, the punter, 1 for 1, 15 yards. Quarterback rating, 118.8. Plunkett did use his legs well. 5 carries, 45 yards. So here's Dante Pastorini, better known as Dan. Under center. Let's see what Dante can do. Split backs, Van Egan and King, Chandler, and Branch the wideouts. We will go max protect. Van Egan, King, and Chester all stay in the block, and we're going to go deep to Cliff Branch. We need something to happen, and we need it now. Medium fly. We'll stick with the play call. Pastorini back to pass. Incomplete. Just led Branch a little too far. Dante a little rusty there. Buffalo's in a 4-3 pass. They had a blitzer. They were doubling Chandler, so it was one-on-one coverage. Had Dante got the ball out there. We'll now go screen to Kenny King. Pastorini back to pass. Incomplete. Kenny King drops the ball as he has the yips. That's his second drop. Things are just going bad to worse. As Pastorini just claps his hands. A big 3rd and 10. 13:39 left in the game. Oakland trails by 22. 3rd and 10. They'll look for Bob Chandler. Actually, we need Chester to block and release on Ben Williams. They'll look for Bob Chandler on the short slant. Continue with the play call. Pastorini, pass rush, completes to Chandler, first down and more. Oh, Pastorini got leveled as he released the ball. He pops up, claps his hands as they go to the hurry up. Nice pass by Pastorini. That was clutch. They get up to the line of scrimmage. Medium out. Branch. Pastorini back to pass, looking, scrambling, fires incomplete. Romes was all over him. Good coverage by Romes. So it's 2nd and 10 from the Oakland 42. Kenny King will go out wide. Actually, Van Egan will go out wide. Draw. Kenny King on 2nd and 10. And Kenny King breaks a couple of tackles, picks up 7. They stick with the hurry up. They quickly go back to the hurry up. 3rd and 3. Now Kenny King will go out wide. Pastorini under center, Van Egan behind him. Branch and Chandler the wideouts. Chester will stay in the block and release. Third and 3. They'll go draw with Van Egan. And Van Egan has the first down. Smurless with the tackle. That's Freddie Smurless' third tackle. But it was his huge strip sack touchdown run after Oakland had gotten the ball that basically crushed Oakland's hopes. It's been all downhill since. Raiders quickly to the line of scrimmage. Pastorini barking out the play call. Chester, block and release. They're going to go max protect. Van Egan, King, and Chester will all stand. Branch. Long slant to Cliff Branch. Pastorini back to pass. Moving in the pocket. Intercepted by Simpson. Tackled by Branch. As Pastorini, trying to make something happen, threw it up to Branch. That's the 4th time an Oakland Raider quarterback has been picked. And here comes Joe Ferguson as they look to run out the final 12-12 of this ball game. Go to the chat quickly. As Bleacher Bums Gaming says before the interception, Dan giving them a little spark. And we will play run defense. And it's a give to Brown to the outside. He barely gets that.
Grabbing the face mask. Defense. Number 83, 15-yard penalty, automatic.
As the Mad Stork, Ted Hendricks tries to tear the head off of Brown, 15-yard penalty. And we weren't even playing aggressive. That's hilarious. We're going to play aggressive now. Again, we'll play the run, split backs. It's a give to Cribbs. And Cribbs brought down by Martin. And that's Rod Martin's 11th tackle, only a gain of 1. 2nd and 9. We will play zone pass. It's a pitch out to Cribbs. And he gets around the corner, but Martin saves the first down. Gain of 7. Rod Martin's 12th tackle. 3rd and 2. I would imagine that Buffalo isn't a slowdown. Ferguson brings him to the line of scrimmage. Split backs, 2 wideouts and a tight end. 3rd and 2. Man coverage. King Joe Cribbs. It's a give to Brown on the counter. He will not make the first. He has stood up after a 1-yard gain. Martin picks up his 3rd tackle as Martin and friends push him back. We're going to go for the punt block. The snap, the punt, it's off. Fielded near the 20 and brought down immediately.
Running into the kicker.
And we
Defense.
hit the kicker.
5-yard penalty.
Yeah, that's a first down. So, Bills back on the field as we went for a punt block. I formation, 2 wide out, 1 tight end set for the Bills. Raiders will counter with a 3-4, keying the run. Ferguson's going to throw the ball, complete to Butler to the out. He's hit by Hayes, gain of 11. They move the chains again. Under 10 minutes to play. Millen and Nelson will blitz on the inside. Tight man coverage. Run blitz. And they swarm Joe Cribbs. There was a flag. Referees talked about it. They picked it up, though. No gain for Joe Cribbs. 16 carries, 55 yards, and a TD. 8:59 to play in the game. 2nd and 10. Again, the inside backers will blitz. Tight man coverage. Run. Ferguson under duress. Over the middle. Incomplete. Looking for Bramer. Great coverage by Mike Davis. So a big 3rd and 10 here. They're out of field goal range. To the line of scrimmage comes Joe Ferguson and the Bills. 2 wideouts, split backs. Bramer, number 86, the tight end, top of the screen, tight to the line. 3rd and 10. They will blitz Nelson. Play a zone. Actually play tight man coverage. Pass. Ferguson back to pass, scrambling away, throws to number 80, incomplete. So after the roughing the punter, Oakland's defense stiffens even more, and they force another punt. We'll put the punt return on this time. And it's a quick kick to the sideline. And it goes out at the 13. So Pastorini back in the game. He threw a pick his last time. 7:58 to play. And they need to score quickly. Pastorini under center. King and Van Egan, the split backs. Branch and Chandler, the wideouts. Chester is the tight end. He will stay in the block and release. Van Egan to the flat. Pastorini back to pass. Incomplete as he was under duress. Dante's now 1 of 6, 16 yards, and a pick. 2nd and 10, Chandler, medium slant. 2nd and 10, Pastorini back to pass. Steps up in the pocket, and he is sacked by Kadish. So no matter who's at quarterback, the pass rush has been getting there. And it now brings up 3rd and 15. They go to the hurry up. Mike Kadish with his first sack. 3rd and 15. They empty the backfield. King and Van Eegen out wide. Pastorini goes into a shotgun. We need 15. Let's go medium hitch. Medium hitch to Chandler. Shotgun snap. Here comes a pass rush. He dumps it to Kenny King. King racing towards the first down and is tripped up by Stanford. And Pastorini had his bell rung and he is going out. So on 4th and 9, Jim Plunkett comes back in the game. We might as well go for it. What the hell's the difference losing 28-6 or more? Let's go to the chat real quick. As Bleacher Rum's Gaming says, the Raiders can't help themselves. Who will the Bills play next? The Bills will play, if they win, the Cowboys. So it's the Browns at the Eagles in one semifinal, and then it will be the winner of this game gets the Cowboys. Maybe Ray Guy. Yeah, we should bring in... can we bring in Ray Guy? I don't think it lets us. We should bring in Mark Wilson. What the hell? Anyway, 4th and 9, we're going for it. Chester will stay in the block. Van Eegen and King go out wide. Plunkett in shotgun. Chandler. Short slant. Yes. 4th and 9. Here comes a pass rush. Deflected by Clark. Intercepted by Freeman. And Freeman, did he get in? Yes. Touchdown. And turn out the lights. The party's over. Dandy Don Meredith starts to sing. Turn out the lights. The party's over. As the Raiders' season will come to an end. Here's the extra point by McMyer. And it's good. And with that, and 7:22 to play, here's the kickoff. 35-6 Buffalo. Never could get anything going. Pastorini will be replaced by Mark Wilson, the BYU quarterback. And Wilson will go short out to Van Eegen. Wilson looking. He takes off scrambling. Gain of 4. They go to the hurry up. Again, Wilson short out. Kenny King. Wilson under duress. He's hit. The ball comes loose. Who has it? Buffalo recovers. Sherman White picks up a sack to go with his interception. He forces the fumble, and Haslett recovers from bad to worse. The Raiders it is done. If this was a Little League baseball game, the mercy rule would come into effect, and Raiders haters are loving it. We'll go to 4-3, play goal line, run. It's a give to Cribbs, and Cribbs gets to the outside. Matuzek brings him down. He flings him to the ground. 5-yard gain. We'll play run again. They give it to Cribbs up the middle. He's stopped by Kinlaw. No gain on the quick hitter. 6:30 to play. And it is 3rd and 5 from the Oakland 22. We play run again out of the 4-3. They give it to Brown. Brown is brought down. Penalty flag.
Holding. Offense. Number 72. 10-yard penalty.
Decline. And it is 4th and 4. We'll try to block the kick. The snap in place. And he missed. So the Oakland defense does not quit. And I wish we could bring in Ray Guy. But it's Mark Wilson the rest of the way. 5:39 to play. Medium fly to Bob Chandler. Wilson back to pass, looking, complete to Chandler. And that's a first down, gain of 12. Mario Clark makes his 10th tackle. They go to the hurry up. Medium out. Cliff Branch. Wilson back to pass. Under duress. Throws.
Holding. Offense. Number 50. 10-yard penalty.
So Kenny King on the dump down drops his 3rd pass. But there's a holding call, and it's now 1st and 20. Holding on Dalby. They will go long fly. Bob Chandler. And Wilson is blindsided by Ben Williams. Williams picks up his second sack. Wilson is groggy. And it's now 2nd and 25. Chester will stay in the block and release. Medium fly. Cliff Branch. Wilson looking. Deflected by Simpson. He tried to jump the route. 3rd and 25. Screen. Kenny King. King has it. Lots of running room in front, but he cuts back to the middle. Tackled by Phil Villapiano. First time we've called Villapiano's number. I think he would go on at the end of his career to play for the Buffalo Bills. He was on the 76 Raiders team that won the Super Bowl against the Vikings when John Madden was still the coach. The only Super Bowl that Madden won. So 4th and 19, we stay on the field. Chester goes off. Ramsey comes in. Stay in the block and release. Everybody out wide, except for Ramsey. Van Egan and King out wide. Shotgun. Wilson awaits the shotgun snap. We need 19 yards. Need something medium. Medium hitch. And let's actually add to the route. Let's go combo pass. Medium for King and Van Egan. Branch, long, Chandler, medium. Okay. Continue. Shotgun snap. Wilson completes to Chandler over the middle, and he is brought down short of the first down. That's a gain of 15 as Roland Solomon makes his second tackle. And now they have gone to the blowout offense. At quarterback is Dan Minucci, and that picture is him playing with the Arizona Wranglers out of the USFL. The running backs are Terry Miller, and they still have Joe Cribson, so maybe we can break his leg and he can't play in the semifinals. Wideout Ron Jesse and Duke Ferguson. Let's go to the chat as we try to quickly finish the final 3:42 of probably one of the worst games we've played in this tournament. David Hum, you're right. Farm wants is David Hum as well. Another Raider moved to the Bills. As Bleacher Bums Gaming says, the fans are filing for the exit for the game, brother. Good night. Thank you, Anthony, for stopping by. And we will finish as quickly as we can. I thought this was going to be actually a good game. It's just the way things go sometimes. We'll play the run. Let's see if they're going to let Minucci throw. Nope. Hendricks makes the tackle. And getting hurt is number 51, Nelson. His return is doubtful. As that was Terry Miller's first carry, 2 yards. Mad Stork, Ted Hendricks, 6th tackle. Run defense, they go to Cribbs. Cribbs is nailed by 4 Oakland Raiders. Loss of 4. They should get Joe Cribbs out of the game. 19 carries, 56 yards, and a touchdown. And we will play run again. And I'll give it to Cribbs up the middle. Davis makes a tackle from his safety spot. We will not call timeout. We'll attempt to block the punt. We don't block the punt. It goes out of bounds around the 15. Out at the 13, and here comes Mark Wilson once again with 2:25 to play. We're going to go long slant to Bob Chandler. Wilson back to pass, looking, complete to Chandler on the slant, and Chandler, 7 receptions, 115 yards. And there's the 2-minute warning. Chandler, medium slant. Wilson back to pass, over the middle, complete to Chandler. 8 catches, 136 yards. They go to the hurry up. Long out. Branch. Wilson looking. He is sacked by Fred Smerlis. What a day Smerlis is having. 2 sacks and a strip. One of them a strip sack for a touchdown. Quickly get to the line of scrimmage. Medium slant. Chandler. Wilson back the pass, looking, and he is brought down. Another sack for the Bills. Wilson, in his short time, has been sacked 4 times. I think that's 8 sacks in total for the Bills. Clock running. Long fly. He's going to throw it up to Branch. Here comes a pass rush. Wilson takes off running. He's hit by Villapiano. 3-yard gain, 4th and 21, 37 seconds left. They'll throw it up one more time. This time to Chandler. Wilson. And he is sacked by Johnson. Turnover on downs. That's Ken Johnson's second sack. Mark Wilson beaten like a piñata in about 5 minutes of playing time. He's been sacked 5 times. And 16 seconds left. Turnover on downs. They'll hand it off to Cribbs, which is amazing to me. Kinlaw makes the tackle. And that is the ball game. Mercifully, this game is over. Buffalo routs Oakland here at Rich Stadium in upstate New York, 35-6. They will move on to play the Cowboys, and we'll show you the brackets real quick. Box score, well, a lot Buffalo, very little Oakland. The one moment of glory for the Raiders, a 1-yard 4th down run by Kenny King for the touchdown. We thought we had tied the game, but no, Chris Barr shanked the extra point. He also missed 2 field goals. Buffalo scored first in the first quarter at the 6:10 mark. Ferguson 8-yard pass to Brown, extra point good, as we stated. In the second quarter at the 6:25 mark, Oakland thought they tied it up on a Kenny King run, but the extra point failed on 4th and 1. So it was 7-6, and it was all Buffalo. Freddie Smerlas, after I believe a Hendrick interception, strip-sacked Plunkett and ran 51 yards for the touchdown. Extra point good, 14-6. Then a Ferguson 12-yard pass on a dump down to Brown. Extra point good, 21-6. Cribbs 8-yard run, 28-6. I thought Brown had 2. Oh, yeah, he did. He scored the first touchdown. And then an interception return just to rub salt in the wounds by Freeman. Kick good, 35-6 is your final. Let's just quickly go to the sack stats, some quick stats. Ferguson, 11 for 18, 135 yards, an interception, 2 touchdowns. Brown had a good all-around day. 12 carries, 66 yards, 5.5 yards a carry. But 4 receptions, 39 yards, and 2 touchdowns on dump down passes. Cribbs, 21 for 59 and a touchdown. Those are your leading rushers. Bramer and had 2 receptions, 20 yards. Butler, 2 for 16. Cribbs, 2 for 24. Lewis, 1 for 36. The Raiders, not much to say on offense. They sucked. And when Ray Guy is 1 for 1, your punter on a fake pass for 15 yards, you know you're in trouble. Though he was a very competent punter and athlete. I really don't. Let's just look at the sacks. How many times? 9 sacks! Oh my God, did the Raiders quarterbacks take a beating? 9 sacks. Oh, you know what? You can't see the, I just realized that. Hold on. Screen will go black for a moment. Again, thank you, Windows Updates. There we go. Oh, no, that's not what we want. There we go. Nope, that's not what we want either. Freaking Windows Updates, I hate you. That's that. Game over. Stat report. There we go. Alright, so now you guys can see it. If anyone's left. So it's 9 sacks. Oh my God. 5 interceptions. Is that right? 1, 2, yeah. Oh my Lord. A horrible day for the Oakland offense. Leading tacklers for Buffalo. Clark and Nelson had 10. And the sacks, Williams had 2. Smerlas had 2 with a fumble return for a touchdown. White had a sack. Johnson had 2 sacks. Robertson and Kadish had a sack. There's your 9 sacks. The interceptions, Hazlitt, White, Simpson, Robertson, and Friedman. Leading tackler was Martin for the Raiders. That game was an utter disaster. So we'll bring up the brackets in a second, and we'll show you the Final Four. As Buffalo advances to the Final Four. And let's bring up the brackets. As that game was ugly. That game was ugly, folks. Screen will go black because, once again, I had everything set up, and the Windows updates foo-bars everything. There are the brackets. Okay. Hate Windows updates. So we have Cleveland will be at Philadelphia in one semifinal, and Buffalo will be at Dallas. So I'll be playing as the Browns and as the Bills. So we can see a championship game. It's quite interesting. Philadelphia and Dallas could meet in the championship game, which they met in the NFC championship game that year. Philadelphia beat them. Cleveland would lose in reality to Oakland. Oakland would go on to beat Philadelphia in the Super Bowl in reality, but not in our tournament. That's the wonders of retro replays. Let's go to the chat and say thank you to everyone who's still there and anyone who watched. As Farm One says, great fantasy numbers for the Bill D. Is incredible. Incredible. Couldn't get a damn thing going. So again, we're going to see Cleveland at Philadelphia in one semifinal and Buffalo at Dallas. I will play as Cleveland and as Buffalo, and hopefully we snap my losing streak against the PC. You know, the first game I played in this tournament, I was the 1-15 Saints, and I upset the Houston Oilers, who were 11-5. Archie Manning had a great game. Since then, the computer sim engine has been pissed. Not happy camper. So, anyhow, hope you enjoyed it. It's lots of fun. Thank you to everyone who watched. Please check out the content creators. It was nice to see some old faces like Farm One in the chat. Bleacher Bums Gaming. Anthony, thank you. Check out his wonderful channel. Clark, thank you. Bubba Husky, thank you. The original Grognard, wonderful military strategy channel and sports strategy. Space strategy, wrestling. Living My Rhapsody, Dave Little. Check out those wonderful channels. Drinks and Nose Things. Check them out. They do a wonderful job. All things Game of Thrones for them. Ron from Retro Sports Network. Check his channel out. Beatles Eternally. All things baseball. What's Blazing in Sports. All things boxing. Tribes Fan. Another big baseball fan. JD. Has a lot of good fun PS4 action on his channel. UFC. RPG games. Johnny Be Crazy. Another wonderful talk channel. Game of Thrones, Westworld, things of that nature. Cylon Johns with his partner in crime, John St. Baptiste, a wonderful music channel. And that's everyone, because it won't let me scroll up anymore. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Health and happiness. Till next time, take care. Bye-bye. God bless. And my God, don't be like the Raiders. Have a wonderful weekend. You know what's coming, folks. Peace!